Hey everyone, it's Amelia, and today's topic is about transitions. In dressage, transitions are everything. They are super important to practice, and they are very valuable to be able to execute properly. If you can ride a good transition, it will greatly increase your overall score at a show. So if you're riding around and you don't know what to practice, I would recommend practicing transitions. So one of the most simple transitions is a walk-trot transition. You walk along, you have your horse on the bit, nice, and then you make a transition up to the trot. So what should you expect? When you do a walk-trot transition, first of all, is the response. It's always most important is the response. You should just be able to gently close your calf and your horse should trot off. It shouldn't be that you need to cluck, kick, whip, and then your horse trots. It should just be close your calf, the horse trots on. Then secondly, the frame. So when your horse executes a walk-trot transition, they shouldn't come above the bit or curl away from the bit. They should stay nice and in your hand. So start working with these walk-trot transitions. Once you've mastered that, another good transition to work on is the trot, canter, trot transitions. And these are a little bit more complicated because you're dealing with different leads and the canter. But in general, it's the same principle. Your trot canter aid should be a very light, small aid. It shouldn't require a lot of kicking or whipping or clucking or anything like that. And then the other type of transition that you can work on is the transitions within the gait. So if you watch a really good rider, all the time they're doing little transitions within the gait. Little forward, little back, little forward, little back. Constantly rebalancing the horse, making sure that the hind legs are engaged every time you go through a corner. You half halt a little before the corner, and then you ride a little forward out of the corner. So think about these transitions. Practice them over and over again. Transitions within the gait, transitions between the gait, until they're seamless and until they require very little leg and effort on your part. In an ideal world, your horse is on your seat. So it's just the thought and maybe like a little change in your seat or your hips, the close of the lower calf. That should be all that it takes to make a transition happen. And the frame of the horse shouldn't change in the transitions. Lots of times you see horses throw their head up or curl, and when the horse does this, they tighten their back muscles and they usually push their hind legs out backwards behind them instead of coming forward through with a hind leg. So work on these transitions. Tons and tons of them. If you don't know what to work on, do some transitions, and I guarantee you it'll help your dressage. Good luck, guys. So here I'm practicing some trot, walk, trot transitions, and I'm really focusing on the hind legs. So I want to use these transitions to bring the hind legs a little more through. And also my seat. So as I make the transition to walk here, I'm really using my seat, pulling my stomach muscles in, trying not to pull back on the reins so that the horse can keep bringing his hind legs forward. And then when I go up to trot, you notice you barely saw my leg moved. He picked up right away a nice trot, and the frame didn't change much. On this horse, he's a little more advanced, and you'll see I'm doing the walk-trot transitions through a little bit of shoulder in. So you can use a little shoulder in and yielding through these transitions, again, to really focus on engaging that inside hind leg. You want that these transitions that the horse initiates the trot from the inside hind leg. And also in the trot to the walk, that they keep stepping that inside hind leg forward. You see there how I'm yielding him to the side through the transition. And then here you'll see he makes a mistake. So instead of trotting, the horse goes up to canter. And this is typical. Don't worry about it. Just go back to the walk and then push back up to trot. The same principles apply to the trot canter transitions. The difference being that now you have a lead to deal with. So you need to indicate for the right lead canter there that my horse would pick up the right lead canter. And always you want to try to be giving on the inside rein. And then for the canter trot transition, again, you can do a little bit of yielding, a little shoulder in feeling to help make that transition canter to trot very smooth. So then here I'm going to pick up the left lead canter, so I make sure I have a nice working trot. You could see my left hand go slightly forward as the horse picked up the left lead canter.